See,
I'm sorry, paper. Paper. Yes, sir. This is paperwork. So his name
And
on
the
it.
judge requests it, and nothing comes out.
it does say Tristan Sanders on the,
It says Tristan Weather here on the complaint.
okay, yes, and I believe that is his name. Judge, are you ready for an arraignment? This guy here.
Sure.
All right, Paige Francine Jones, come on up. Elmo.
Right, so right there. Everything right there. Everything right there. Now I'm in front of the judge, hands out of your pocket.
Now.
So Jones, what time does court start?
What was that, sir?
What time does court start?
It starts at, I believe, at 8:30 on Your Honor. I deal with the mental inmates
Try
tomorrow.
to get here on time.
I will.
Not only that, this is now your second PR bond.
Yes, sir.
If you fail to appear one more time, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? We don't continue to give PR bond after PR bond after PR bond after PR bond. We don't do that.
Absolutely.
Okay. You're charged with theft,
Yes, sir.
facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Absolutely.
On February 11th, 2025, at approximately 4:48 p.m., an officer met with the complainant, who is the supervisor for a roofing company. The complainant stated the defendant is a friend and had been working with the company for about a week. The complainant stated that on February 11th at 8 a.m., the defendant was supposed to be at a job but never showed. The complainant called the defendant, and the defendant stated he was at the hospital but would not give the complainant the location of where he was at currently. The defendant eventually met up with the complainant to give him the keys to the company vehicle, and the defendant's employment was terminated. The complainant pulled over and did an inventory search of the vehicle and noticed tools and equipment went missing. The complainant called the defendant and asked where the tools and equipment were, and the defendant stated he removed them so his girlfriend would not take them. The complainant called the defendant multiple times to get the tools, but the defendant blocked his calls and did not answer. The total value stolen was $2,000. The complainant stated 6 hours passed attempting to contact the defendant, and the officer tried to contact the defendant, and the defendant did not answer. The officer ran the defendant's information given by the complainant, and the complainant positively identified him by photograph.
Mr. Jones, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case and not to be in possession of weapons. Do you understand?
I do not. Because I don't know who the witness is. What is their name?
Person that you were working for at the construction company that gave you the car.
What was their name, Honor, please?
Tristan Weathers.
Tristan Weathers? Well, on my paperwork, it says Tristan Sanders. I don't know who Tristan Sanders is. So, Tristan Weathers and Tristan Sanders are two different people.
I'll file under bond conditions as Tristan Weathers. I'm not sure. I can look. See if it's already.
I'm sorry, paper. Paper. Yes, sir. This is paperwork. So his name
And
on
the
it.
judge requests it, and nothing comes out.
It does say Tristan Sanders on the,
It says Tristan Weather here on the complaint.
okay, yes, and I believe that is his name, but on the bond conditions, it's stated as Tristan Sanders.
I don't want you to have contact with this person. Do you understand?
Tristan Sanders, Your Honor, or Tristan Weathers?
Weathers.
It said Tristan Sanders on the thing, so I'm
I'm
confused.
telling you now, I don't want you to have contact with the complaining witness in this case, whoever it may be.
No problem. He's on parole for 60 years. I don't even want to go around the guy. Yes, sir. But on the paperwork, it says Tristan Sanders, and they have that property. But I'm not my lawyer. Val Zubini is going to talk to you or talk to you, represent me. It's just so much stuff that I'm dealing with. I suffer PTSD PTSD and I'm hyper. So I'm just trying to take in all the emotions. I'm not mad at you, girl. I apologize for being late court. I was in the Navy and I ended up in the penitentiary. So I duly apologize.
Relax.
Yes, sir.
No one's going to do anything to you here.
Yes, sir.
The only thing I want is I want my city protected.
Yes,
And
sir.
I'm going to do everything in my power to protect it. I want you to understand that. Do not pick up any new cases.
Yes, sir.
Be nice to everybody that you go around.
Absolutely.
Because if you're not, it's probably not going to go well. Exercise patience, and things will go well for you.
Absolutely. It has. Thank you.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, or would you like to apply for a court-appointed lawyer?
As of right now, you can give me a court appointed, but I'm going to hire Val's again. But Val I just due to the simple fact I'm trying to get protected water. That's why I was late last time because
Just don't talk. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say, they're going to use it against you. So it's best not. I'll provide you a lawyer today.
It's true.
Tell everything that you want to say to the lawyer, and then they can come and talk to me if they need.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay? Just don't miss any court dates,
Yes, Your Honor.
and stay in contact with the lawyer that we give you.
I have a question. So the last time I came, I was trying, my fiance.
You haven't come here.
Yeah,
This is the first time that you've come here.
Correct. I'm incorrect. I came the last time at 12:30 because my ex-fiance had my cell phone. I talked to one of the ladies in the back, and I talked to her.
Hold on, Mr. Jones. I don't want you to say anything else. Let me give you a lawyer.
I know this is my second time coming. I came to court. I just came late.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I know.
Let me give you a lawyer. Just hang tight for me, be patient, and then we'll find you someone, okay?
Oh, thank you, sir.
Don't leave until you sign our bond
I'm
conditions.
not going anywhere, sir.
Thanks. Not yet, we need them to file. Oh, I already have it. I got it.
I talked to you last time. That's what I talked about here.
We just need you to sign a reset real quick. You're good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
You want to go downstairs?
Miss Fonseca, come up. Lori Gooch. Lori, you're up.
I'm sorry.
Good morning, Miss Fonseca. Ma'am, you're charged with assault of a family member. You have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 90 days in jail with credit for the 35 that you have already done. You need to understand that there are a lot of serious things that are happening right now. You're pleading guilty to this offense. This offense will go on your record. There's also an affirmative finding of family violence. What that means is that if you ever pick up another case like this, you will be facing a third-degree felony, a minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. And it doesn't have to be a drag-down fight. You just squeeze the arms enough to where it hurts, you're looking at up to 10 years in prison. You understand? You could never own a gun or ammunition as a result of this plea as well. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, this will go on your record. You can never take it off. Is this what you want to do? Are you on probation or parole at this time?
I just started probation on the 17th of March. I just pled out to a felony UCW and got deferred, but she's going to a program. Yeah.
But make use of that program. If you have some kind of addiction issues or whatnot, I'm telling you, there's only so many times they're going to let you go before they send you to prison.
Sir,
You understand?
I understand.
All right. Good luck, man. Thank you, Ms. Gooch.
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah, it's down.
Hi, Yasha.
How are you doing?
What's up, man?
Not much. Crazy day. I have a plea ready for Mr. Lamont Edwards.
I'm ready when you are.
Ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Edwards?
Good morning, Mr. Edwards. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 6 days in jail, credit for the 2 that you've done. You need to understand that this charge is going to go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. You get pulled over, an officer's going to look at your record. You smell like alcohol or dope. What do you think they're going to do? Right. What we're doing today, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for anything that you pick up. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. So if I were you, even if you have one toke, a sip of alcohol, don't get into a car. It's a huge risk. You understand?
Sir.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never take this off or undo this. This is what you want to do. How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? I'm going to find you guilty. Follow the agreement. What do you do for a living, sir?
I'm actually disabled. Disabled.
What's the nature of your disability?
I was with,
Okay.
signs of disability.
So what's your disability?
My health issues. It's
And what income do you have coming in?
that, SSI.
You need to understand that DWI is big business. There's a $3,000 surcharge that would normally apply to this. I a lot of times waive it on first offenses because you know what? We all make mistakes. But I'm going to tell you now, if you continue to make mistakes where you endanger my city, a second DWI, it's a $6,000 surcharge, and you don't pay it, you do 1 day in jail for every $100 you owe. So on a $6,000 to $7,000, imagine how much jail time you'll do. Don't pick up another DWI because it's really not going to go well for you. You understand? All right. Good luck. Oh, I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days.
Judge, you had an ALR suspension for 3 months. It just got reinstated on the 16th. Is there any way we could get
Let me see. Does he have any bond violation or anything like that?
So there was no bond.
He's behaved good?
Edwards.
Edwards? No bond violations or anything?
No, Judge,
All right. I'll do it for you. Don't pick up another one. I'm telling you, 90-day minimum and a $6,500 surcharge. You understand? Okay, man. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks. Yeah. Let's go.
Yes. I was gonna reset it so I can look at everything. That's all.
I don't know about waiving it though.
No, that's not.
How old is this case? You know? It's the case that we just had on Mr. Jones.
It's been from, the new theft is from February 11th, 2025.
The new, how many cases? is it?
Sorry, I thought that you had multiple. No, the theft is from February 11th.
Mr. Jones, come up. I'll waive it. I thought it was old. It's not an old.
It's up to you. I don't care one right now. Whatever you want to do, Jeff. Who wants to be here?
So, Mr. Jones,
Yes, sir.
I've given you a lawyer.
I thank you.
So I usually waive people's appearances, meaning that you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you have to stay in touch with him. If he tells me he can't get hold of you because you're not answering his phone calls or text messages, I'm going to issue a warrant. All I'm asking you to do, don't get in trouble and stay in contact with him. That's literally all I'm asking you to do. Don't get in any trouble.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're good. He can't leave yet because he has to sign bond conditions. As soon as he signs it, then we'll let you go. Okay? They're creating bond conditions. So you promise us that you're going to behave. We'll have you sign it, and then after that, you'll be free to
I'm
go.
not a better version of you, Honor. It's just looking at that paper. I changed my life.
I got you, man. We'll trust you.
I've been,
But you're out and about with us now.
I've been doing a lot for the community.
Just stay in contact with him. Okay?
Keep on everyone's for that, okay?
Can I tell you something though? I actually was on the news last year with Kim Hall, Judge Nimmy. They did a story on me in Channel 2 News. I was on the news. They used my story for the company I work for change for mental health.
That's great.
And I was on the story with Kim Hall and Judge Nimmy and Carter. So I made a bunch of changes. This is a mistake, and I just get so emotional with something. But I apologize.
Don't. Because remember, they can use anything that you say.
I got you.
Just,
No problem.
Let me look at everything.
No problem.
We'll figure everything out, okay?
Thank you.
okay. All right, so take a seat, but don't leave until we let you go.
All right, have a seat.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Okay, and then I got one more, Judge. This is, gonna be Vanessa Gonzalez. They're still trying to get a recall done, so, there's not a rec on yet. So it's gonna reset. It's 189 days old, that's why.
I mean, how long? We're now 3 months waiting for a writ?
Right, and we've attempted to contact him multiple times.
People don't want to be found, or want to be found. I'll give you a week. After that, just proceed as if without, you know? Okay?
And she is here. Can I waive her appearance?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff.
And we've got a bonding company on standby if we need to.
There's something, they only want the machine, it's one of the other, that's how they have it. But someone else saying, Yeah, sure.
You are Brianna Beck.
Yes.
Ms. Beck, you are now charged with theft. You're facing up to a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Judge, can I get the case number, please?
255-3536.
3536?
Ready?
Yes. On December 17th, 2024, an officer reviewed an OR, an offense report of a theft on September 17th, 2024. According to the report, the complainant reported that the defendant, known to the complainant by name and site, stole 2 espresso machines on August 9th, 2024. The complainant stated the defendant committed the theft at 3 other store locations. The officer reviewed documents that there were theft incidents at 4 Home Goods locations. The first incident occurred outside of Harris County, Texas. The second incident was investigated by the Harris County Precinct 4 Constable's Office. The third incident occurred on August 9th, 2024, where the defendant and an unidentified female entered the Home Goods and entered the line to make a merchandise return. Once in line, the defendant ran toward the back, where she selected 3 sets of sheets and then walked to the front of the store and rejoined the female in line. The defendant then placed the sheets on the counter and provided the cashier with her state ID. The system denied the non-receipted refund due to excessive returns without a receipt. The merchandise was then returned to the defendant. The defendant and the unidentified female then left the store, passing all points of sale without attempting to pay. The value was $599.99. The fourth incident occurred on August 9th, 2024. The defendant arrived alone at another Home Goods location and proceeded into the store with an empty shopping cart. The defendant selected 2 espresso machines and then walked to the front of the store and passed all points of sale without attempting to pay, and the security sensors went off. The value was $999.98. The officer reviewed the surveillance footage from the third and fourth incidents and compared them to the defendant's previous booking photo, and they were a match.
All at Marshall's Home Goods? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. She's on bond for a theft. She's on bond for a gun case with us now. Where's the first theft?
The first theft is from a Walmart, Judge. $121.
Ms. Beck, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case, and I'm going to tell you now, I will do everything in my power to protect every person, place, thing in this county. And if I have to put you in custody and make your bond $50,000 because you continue to become a danger to our city, I will do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand me? I'm warning you not to go to any Walmart, any Marshall's, Home Goods, in anywhere. And I'm going to put a GPS monitor on you so I know where you are at all times. You are not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'm sending you now for a test so I know what, if anything, is in your system. You're to test, and then you're to come right back. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a job at this time? What do you do for a living?
I'm a reservationist.
Okay. I want proof that you have a full-time job because that is now a condition of your bond as well. I want to make sure that you're working full-time as well.
And, Your Honor, the defendant is also a complainant in this court as well. I need to bring up, we've reassigned these cases so that we can deal with it, and so it's on separate prosecutors. Like, I have the other defendant's case assigned to me, and Abigail is assigned this case.
I mean,
She's
you
listed
guys
as,
are...
so she is listed as the complainant in a separate case also in Court 5.
In what regard?
So she,
Making an assault or something like this of this nature?
yes, it's an assault, Your Honor. And to.
Okay, so you divvy it up how you want.
Yes.
Because I don't want her to pick up fourth case.
Right.
No, we just want to make you aware, Your Honor.
Yes.
I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons. Do you understand? These are your bond conditions. You violate these conditions, I'm going to revoke all of your bonds, and I don't understand why you're having attitude. You have now 3 cases. You're rolling your eyes as if you have some kind of, we need to talk about bond. What do you suggest as far as a bond in this case and the newest theft case?
We would suggest a surety bond on the case, Judge, and leave it up to your discretion in terms of amount, but I don't think a PR bond would be appropriate here.
Well, if you do, make it a surety bond, we could ask for it to be, low. She did show up here on her own volition today. And I think she was at least for today showing the right attitude about how to handle this from here on in.
Set your bond at $2,500, cash surety, no more PR bonds. Do you understand? I want to send her for a drug test right now, so Felicia,
Judge, I can't send her until the bond has been posted, or else I'll take her into custody.
okay, then I'm going to give her a PR bond for now, because I want to send her right now.
Yes, Judge. I'll still have to wait till the job sites.
Yep, go for it. Okay, I'm going to set the bond at $2,500, I'm going to give her a PR bond, because I want to send her for a test now. You were to test, and then you're to come back. Do you understand? Not leave until you sign her bond, please take a seat.
You might be back here when she returns.
No, I'm not gonna, I wanna know what, if anything, is in her system, but I want proof within a week of today of full-time employment, okay? And then depending on what happens with the test, we'll come back in a week, we'll talk about how to go further. So he's out on bond for an aggravated assault now, right?
Aggravated assault as well. Yeah, so he's on set to further adjudication out of Fort Bend County, Your Honor. And then he has these two new charges that he picked up. I thought you were saying in Harris County.
No, I'm just curious, what all does he have open at this time?
So it's just the Fort Bend County case, Your Honor. And I'm happy to apprise you of the facts and make sense.
No, I'm just, can you, reprise what happened in this case, please?
Yes, so on February 24th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to a burglary of a residence in progress call in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the complainant, the property manager, and the complainant stated that she was working around 11:30 a.m. and received a call from a witness who was working the pool and notified her that the defendant had kicked down the front door to a unit and the defendant had entered the unit. The complainant stated the defendant had been evicted from the apartment that morning and was given a reasonable amount of time to gather their stuff and leave. When the complainant confirmed with the defendant that his stuff had been secured, the complainant locked the unit. The complainant stated the defendant still came back and kicked down the front door and entered inside to grab items. The damage was $650. The defendant stated that he was at the corner store near the apartment and that he was not in the unit, nor did he kick down the front door. The defendant stated that he was there to help with his cousin and did not do anything wrong. The officer observed a writ of possession taped to the door, stating on February 24, 2025, the tenant was served and a trespass warning was attached to it. The defendant gave the law enforcement officer a false name, Latravius Bell, date of birth March 26, 2000. The officer asked multiple times, to which the defendant confirmed his name was correct. And the defendant was later ID'd via APHIS to be Latravius Bell. Revealing the defendant to have an outstanding out-of-county warrant out of Fort Bend for failure to appear for the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Can I speak, Your Honor? My understanding of the facts, I'm not saying this is what he said, but it was him and his cousin. The officers are responding to a description. His cousin also has dreads, Your Honor. They were moving out of the apartment that day. He took a break to go to the store to go get an iced tea. And his cousin found out that they had locked the door on him or whatever. And his cousin is the one who kicked the door in. But they both had dreads. He was coming back to the location. If you notice, he wasn't at the location when they detained him. He was coming back to the location. They stopped him and asked him his name. And because he had this out-of-county issue in Fort Bend County, he gave a different name because he wasn't sure why they were stopping him. But he wasn't there. He's totally caught off surprise with all of this. And it's of note that he was residing with his cousin, and they'd just been evicted that morning. So they were moving their stuff out. So the conversation reads as if, or the DIMS reads as if it was all with him. It's not reading that it was two different people.
Can you run the NCIC? My concern is that he has an open aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Is he on probation, Or is it just an open case?
He's on probation and it was an open warrant for failure to appear.
Which is why we're
Do
paying
you
money.
realize that you're on probation for an extremely serious case that could land you in prison for like 20 years? Do you realize this? No, I don't think you do. You can go to prison for a very long time. And it's a 3G offense, meaning that whatever you get sentenced to, you have to do half the time before you're even eligible for parole. So if they sentence you to 12 years, you have to do 6 until you're even eligible for parole. Do you understand? You must live like you have a freaking halo over your head. Because you've now picked up these 2 cases. Well, I don't even know if you're on probation, but if you are, and now you've picked up these 2 cases, Fort Bend isn't like Harris County. Brazoria isn't like Harris County. Brazos isn't like Harris County. They are a lot tougher. Do you get my drift? What are you doing with yourself now?
I currently had a job. I lost a job when I went to jail. But I'm trying to get back to will.
People who have too much time on their hands become self-destructive. Mr. Bell, I don't want you smoking anything. I don't want you using alcohol. And I'm going to test you to make sure that you're not. Do you understand? And I want you back here in 2 weeks to show me what you are doing with your life. Either a job or actively enrolled in school. And if you're not doing anything, it's really not going to go well for you. Those are probably conditions that are on your felony probation as it is. Do you understand? So I'm going to ensure that you're not going to fall through the cracks. Get my drift? So you either do it the right way or you're going to end up with me. I'm sending you now for a drug test.
Okay, got it.
I'm going to put a GPS monitor on you so I know where you are and you're not to go out in the middle of the night. Do you understand? And I want you back here in 2 weeks to show me what you have done. I want to see like 25 applications, or you must be actively enrolled in school. Do you understand? Okay, got it. Thanks, though. Ms. Jackson.
Good morning.
And you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement that they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. This now makes 2. What happens on the next one?
Jail time, like it become a felony.
Prison time. That's what you're looking at the next time for a pack of gum. You could be looking at many years in prison. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I do understand.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, this will go on your record. You can never take it off. Not only that, from now on, you're looking at a minimum of 90 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, how do you plead to the offense, ma'am?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I'll send you to the 3 days in jail, give you credit for the 2. Please see the clerk. Thanks. Sure.
4 out of 8 clues were observed on the walk-in turn, and 1 out of 4 clues were observed on the one-leg stand. The DIC was read to the defendant, and the defendant consented to provide a breath specimen. The results were .136 and .139.
What was the stop word again?
The stop was at 2:15 in the morning. He was failing to maintain a single lane of traffic, and then he also failed to signal a lane change multiple times.
All right, Mr. Turriates, I'm going to find if there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you run him to see if he has any prior DWIs, please, and a license?
He does have a license and insurance, Your Honor, no prior history.
No prior DWIs.
All right. I am ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, your bond will be revoked. You'll go to jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with counsel, and he'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you, you pick up a new case, you drive without a license, or It's not gonna go well. Do you understand? Okay, I'll have you sign a receipt in Victoria, you'll get with Fleischer for your bond conditions, and you guys are ready to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks.
Can I have your issues?
Take care.
Hi, Judge.
Good morning. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
The defendant stated he was smoking marijuana inside the motor vehicle because he did not want to smoke inside his friend's home. The officer observed the strong odor of marijuana. A probable cause search was conducted of the motor vehicle, and the officer observed small crumbs of a green leafy substance known to be marijuana based on training and experience at the bottom of the center console of 0.37 grams and a small marijuana joint in the ashtray of the cup holder. The officer observed an unholstered black Glock handgun laying in plain view on the backseat floor. The defendant stated the handgun belonged to him.
So the way she's read it, there is probable cause. However, the way I read the DIMS, the officer initiates his lights first and then approaches the vehicle, sees him smoking, observes the odor, and then, so I think he's maybe...
If that was right, yeah, but the way that she read it, and perhaps maybe you saw something different, I don't know.
Reading the DA's summary of it, I don't think she actually read the DIMS version, which is what I read.
Oh, I can read directly from the DIMS if you would like me to, Judge.
Maybe I think you should, because the way I read it, it was the stop first and then the observation that he's smoking marijuana.
I'll read the DIMS.
Well, but nevertheless, I mean, is that what happened?
So I'm looking at it right now, and I'm seeing that the vehicle was observed to be parked on the public roadway. He observed the male. He observed a male sitting in the vehicle, and it was parked on a public roadway. Upon observing the male, he positioned himself behind the vehicle to make contact with him upon approaching the vehicle.
And then initiated his lights.
Yes, he activated his lights before he positioned himself behind the vehicle.
I mean, sometimes they're incomplete, you know.
Yeah, the way I read it, he puts his lights on, gets behind the car, approaches him, sees him smoking, and then...
I mean, right, you can't put the cart ahead of the horse, but I mean, in that instance, I think that if he sees him smoking, right?
Yes, Judge, and I think the issue...
Smells it.
My argument is that he sees him smoking and smells it after he's been detained. He's not free to leave at that point because he's positioned his car behind the vehicle, put his lights on, he's detained.
I don't know. From what she read, I think there's problems.
Yeah, and in the first sentence, it says that he observed the smell of marijuana and the male to be smoking in the vehicle nearby.
Maybe we can look at the video and see how it reads.
Good.
Okay.
Take a look at the video. You see something different, you can always come back
Sure.
here. And I'm always willing to see it again.
Okay, thank you for doing that, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And there were the issues with the PGI and the skip test. I've been speaking with him, and I think if we can do a scram device, I think that'll work. He's working at Taco Bell. He's never had any positive tests or anything, and his hours are kind of crazy at work. You know, night shifts and then really 10-hour shifts.
Hold on a sec. He's on PTI now.
Yes.
He has violations,
Yes.
right? Angel Melendez, come up. I don't know if I mean, it depends on how well he's been doing, what he's been doing, if he's done anything.
Yes, I know.
I'm not going to just blindly reset someone if he's not done anything. You know. Mr. Melendez, you were placed on the diversion program, and you're here now because there are violations. What's going on, Shatori, with Mr. Melendez?
Well, they aren't asking for an extension, they're just making the court aware that he's averaging 1 to 15 skip tests each month. The probation officer has talked to him about it, and he's saying it's because he forgets due to his work schedule. He's currently enrolled in IOP, and he has to complete the DWI education and cleaning. And he expects to do that on March 26th.
Okay, I'll agree with you. We'll put the scram on him now.
I think that'll solve.
Failed to pay for it. If the battery goes dead, so will this case. I'm not going to entertain anything else. You have any more violations, that's it. Do you understand? You will be put to trial. Okay?
I was going to see if we could read the court costs on this because he was providing for his family and I wasn't wanted.
He's in the program. I can't pay for it.
Oh, it's the PTI.
If he's on bond for something, then I can pay for it, but he's in the PTI program. You're responsible for all the costs. Now you're going to foot a bill of $500 a month for this thing. I mean, actions have consequences. And I'm telling you, if you fail to keep up with this device, the first instance, and I'd like to keep up, you know, on a weekly basis just to make sure, you're out. That's it. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right. So, we'll send him today to get it. All right, thanks. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 1 day that you've done. You need to understand something very important, that this charge will now go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. It's even there after you die. If you get pulled over in a car, an officer's going to look at this, they're going to see this. If they come up to you and they smell alcohol or dope, it's probably not going to go well for you. And what we're doing today, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. Do you understand? You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, the right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine the accusers, the right to be arraigned, charged read in open court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty to this offense, ma'am, it will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life, like I said. Is this a true first?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. No PTI?
No, Judge.
Okay. How do you plead to the office, ma'am? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty. I have to suspend your license. I will suspend it for 90 days. Ma'am, there's also one more thing you need to understand, that DWI is big business in this state. There's a $3,000 surcharge that would normally apply here. I'm not going to tack on to you now, but if you come up here with another DWI, a second DWI, it's a $6,000 surcharge, and if you don't pay it every day, or I'm sorry, every $100 you owe, you will sit 1 day in jail of that $6,000. Do you understand? Don't come back. Otherwise, it's a minimum 30 days in jail and then a boatload of costs. Good luck to you, man. Thanks. Shit.
I'm here on 2 cases, and I hate asking you, as I told Chief, for more time on both of them, but both of them have copy vals pending. The first one is USADA. Victoria did send an email to Helena and copied me on it to get the schedule, and I unfortunately dropped the ball on it, but I did get it.
307 days. I don't understand why. Where's USADA now?
She's here, Judge, but it was my fault because I didn't get it scheduled, but I took care of it during docket, and I have a date for her now.
What's the date?
March 31st, I think. Let me look.
Okay, great.
Yes, March 31st. And it's at 8:30 a.m., so hopefully we can get that done and get the report back. So that one was my fault. So
Is there an offer on this case? Is all evidence?
All evidence has been shared.
Okay, so then you said the day's March 31st, so
yes.
April 1st, got to be here to play your trial on that day.
Okay. Hopefully they can have the report back by then. Do you know if they get
Oh,
around that quick, Walsh?
I don't know. I mean, oh, I forgot. I don't know. How long does it take to get the reports from Helena?
Yeah, it's about a week.
Say it again?
I would guess about a week. There's
Okay.
minutes too.
So let's set it a week after to try to get the report.
Sure. April 9th?
Sure.
Sounds good.
But for your trial in the next setting, though. Must.
Okay. And my second one is also very old, but these were from like 2020, 21, I think.
Is it?
Housel Demoria. There's also a contract pending on him. He also has a felony pending, and I have medical records. He's being treated at the Harris Center right now. So that one, I don't know. I know it's probably.
Yeah, but I mean, all ours are for 2022, 2021. I'm not waiting for the case upstairs to resolve ours. So
I'm not yet. These are different transactions. I'm not really worried about doing the felony, because they're different transactions. It's just a eval.
it's been done.
The copy val has not been done yet. But he's been at the Harris Center, so I'm going to email Helena and get that date also.
Can you
to
get
make
it
sure.
now?
Yes, absolutely, Judge.
Okay. I'm not doing any more long recess. This case is 965 days old, and it's.
It is. I don't know why it's so old, Judge. Maybe it was a 2B for a while. I'm not sure. Or maybe it was a bond forfeiture. I couldn't tell you.
I mean, we have a comp exam from January. Let me see.
You have a copy of from January?
Let me see.
That might be the motion by defense counsel, but I think because there's already percentage is my understanding.
Okay, so I'm not doing any more long resets on this. So we'll set it for Monday just for you to get the date.
Okay.
Okay. And then hopefully we'll get the date relatively quick and go from there.
She only took her like 20 minutes to send me this date on USADA, so I'm pretty sure we can get it pretty quick too.
Next, you want to roll it to tomorrow, or what do you want to do?
If we can waive his appearance, I can be here
I'm
tomorrow.
not waiting. It's 965. I'm not waiting any more appearances. It's just too old. You know.
Okay.
I mean, I guess, take some time. Let's see what she does. And, you know, I'll give you the same type of reset that we did on this past one. If you want to wait a while to see if you can. Otherwise, we can roll for a couple days for you to get a date. But I'm not.
A couple days might be better because I know his mom has to bring him because he doesn't drive with the medication he's on for his schizophrenia.
I understand. But I mean, at nearly 1,000 days old, I'm no more long resets. I mean, until the day after the next, or a week after, just to get the report.
That works. And the mom's getting medical records from me too as well, so he should have that by this afternoon.
Hopefully. Okay.
Thank you,
Thanks. Yes, ma'am. Since 2023, you have picked up a disorderly conduct of discharging a firearm, felony assault, burglary of habitation, and now a failure to ID. No, I'm not going to accept. You need to understand that I, as the judge here, do not have to accept a plea bargain agreement in this case, and I'm not going to. I will not accept the time served, and I'm ready to set this thing for trial. You're looking at, you know, a year on the disorderly conduct, and I think it's unacceptable with all this and his lengthy criminal history. It's unacceptable to do. So I'm ready.
I believe the disorderly conduct is Class B.
Yeah, it is charged as a B. Regardless, I mean, I'm not ready to accept the time served on these cases. Not with his criminal history, and not while he has picked up all these cases, 3 felonies while on.
What would you accept?
I don't know, but something significant. It's just too much, Mr. Portillo, and you're not getting it, and it's time. So
It does have 22 days credit.
that's.
I'm just trying to find out
I understand,
what you.
but I'm ready to set this thing. Yeah. All right. So
What? So would you accept anything?
I don't know.
I mean, I would say I don't believe the state's spoken to their witness on the Class B disorderly conduct case. So
It's
I understand.
100 and something.
I understand, Your Honor.
And I know you just got in here, Blaze. So
With that, I complainants,
same complaining as the felony assaults. Yeah, nothing under 180. And unacceptable. No. So we do that, or I'm sending it for trial.
So 180 days. Okay.
Or yeah, 180. I mean, we have a disorderly conduct now, 2 felony assaults, a burglary, and he's a fugitive from justice on the failure. No,
Would
it's
you accept
unacceptable.
a probation or would I'm not saying.
Ah!
I'm just trying to ask. So no.
stating really offer probation.
And
All right.
not with this kind of baggage. No.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys decide what you want to do and let me know. And then we
So it'd be 180 days minimum.
I'm not. It's just way too much baggage. No. It's time to.
Well, I just want to know just if we should even try to negotiate, because I don't want to do that and then.
I mean, I'm okay with that. If that's what you guys want to do. Otherwise,
Anything 180 days, if you please don't want to dismiss one.
I'm okay. If you want to do that, sure.
I'm not saying we're going to take that, I just want to know.
I get it.
Okay.
I get it.
If I could have 5 minutes with my client and then we'll.
Come, Mr. Ely, come on.
I know, I'm just.
Take your time.
Thank you. Okay.